Welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Once again, Raves and Rants with the MADFOOL. We're going to get right into Mayfair Witches, Episode 2. I gotta say, this is good. I mean, it shows a lot, and it's kind of interesting. Well, we'll get to it, because, you know, there's similarities in the pilot as far as... you know, they were doing that scene where you got the flashback of Rowan being basically born, and then her Mama Fielding, is dying. This is a little bit more interesting because it then starts the, okay, well, in episode 1, we showed you this is the story of Rowan, but now we're going to show you the story of the Mayfair Witches. And we'll get that. All right, so episode 2, The Dark Place. Episode 2 looks like a runtime of about 52 minutes. It's not. Again, they always add about 6 minutes for this new insider thing. But mind you, I'm not sure if you guys are getting this. I'm getting this because I've got AMC Plus. Of course, it's on AMC Plus. Maybe you guys are not getting this at all, and you're saying, hey, what insider stuff? I don't know. But it's a 46-minute episode. I think they use their time very well. As far as news, of course, we don't have a lot of news. What we do have, we know this is going to be an 8-episode show. We're now into 2. A lot of things are happening. For me, as far as news or things that I'd like to talk about, Cyprian. So Cyprian, again, I have not read the books. There's spoilers to come. Thank you again for joining the Raves and Rants of a MADFOOL. But when it comes to Cyprian, it looks like, and from what I've read, he's actually a combination of 2 characters. One of being, and if you're a book reader, I believe Michael Curry. I don't know who Michael Curry is, but it seems that he's very important to Rowan, which means that possibly Cyprian is also very important to Rowan. I will tell you, there's a lot of things that happen in the first 3 episodes, I would say, between them, and we'll get to that in episode 2, or 3, because this is 2. So, that's pretty much it. We're gonna get right into it. This episode starts with a flashback, and you're in this very, very old place. People are speaking Old English. Yes, in case you didn't know, that's Old English. That is not Scottish, even though, yes, they are in Scotland. It turns out to be 1681, and we're following Suzanne. My guess is Suzanne is one of the first Mayfair witches. Just spitballing here. But, we've got them in Scotland. It starts with, in the country, they're picking flowers, they're picking herbs, they're picking elderberry. Elderberry. Your mother stank of elderberry. Come on. So something happens. You know, she's with, I would say, some type of relation. You know, it's a little girl. Don't know if that's her daughter. Don't know if that's her cousin. They're picking herbs. And then there's, I would not call him a gentleman. I would not call that person a gentleman. There are some words I would say to call that person. But next thing you know, dude, it's... You know, she's telling the little girl, hey, go pick everything, you know, go recite everything that we've picked. And she goes off and she's giving this dude a handy, man. She's giving it to him good, too. Like, whoa. Okay, number one, I would say, why? Like, why? Who is this person? Why is she, you know, we don't know. Or maybe is this how bad it was for women? That basically a man would find you out in the wilderness, out and, you know, picking some herbs, and guess what? You're either gonna do what he says or get killed. I don't know. They haven't said that much about the story, so use your imagination for now. Witches, vampires, and humans of all ages. Here we are again, and use your imagination. I wish I had a better answer for this. So then we cut to Rowan. She's drinking. Rowan does a lot of drinking. There's a lot of drinking. Rowan does a lot of drinking. I'm not calling her drunk, but I do think that if anything, she uses, like a lot of people, alcohol as a release, just like she uses men with sex as a release, or try to control things. You know, one of the things about this episode is that she wants to keep working. Her mother just died. She's been working, and then suddenly, you know, she gets called up, and, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I apologize. Listen, the point is, she calls the adoption agency. She's wanting to find herself. She's wanting to find answers. And it looks like she had a 1991 adoption. Hey, guess what? We couldn't have done that adoption. Oh, she takes it as, oh, can you tell me who I came from? No, it's that we didn't start doing adoptions till about 95. So you tell me what's going on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey. But you almost hear the glass smashing. You hear, you think about it, and it's so well by Alexandra Daddario, because I could almost hear it like shattered glass, like this thing where basically, this is the number one lie that Mama Fielding told her, because every year she told her, hey, I would call, I would try, and I couldn't get answers. So, wow, number one lie every year. Then we cut to, we got some voices, Lasher and Deirdre. Lasher and Deirdre are in the dark place. Now, the dark place apparently is somewhere that they meet, somewhere in her mind, I would say, because there's nothing much else. She doesn't get out of the house or the chair or anything like that. So, they're talking, they're like, hey, boom, everything changes, because now it seems that this shot is not being administered by the doctor, the good doctor, of course, I say geeky doctor, but hey, good guy, very good guy so far. There's more to him in this apparent story, this particular episode. But here's the dark place, they're talking, I found her, you can do this, wake up! Wake up! Oh, that's a little weird. So, they cut to Rowan, and Rowan is watching TV, or at least not watching it, but she's got it in the background. And there's something I have to bring up, because there's an Arizona dead body, and specifically they said something about chopped hands. They keep going at this, and it's very loud, and it's not like in the background. It's like the people who did this show want you to hear this. So what is this about a dead body in Arizona? Anybody know? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Again, I haven't read the books, so someone let me know if something's going on. But we got Keck. Keck is alive. I literally had to do a double check, and I went back to the first episode thinking, I thought Keck died, but no, the Ravinia guy is the one who died, of course, and it looks like Keck is alive. Greaves is basically going into the boat. We see Greaves next. Last thing by Keck is, hey, you gotta go ahead if you want to work, get a psych eval, go to the 8th floor, I think, talk to somebody. But then we cut to Greaves. He's on the houseboat, and he's searching, he's looking. By the way, he's wearing some great shoes. I'm just gonna bring it up. I like his shoes. But, work is something that Rowan, it looks like she feels comfy and comfortable, and she has control. It's something where she has control, and control is always a big thing, of course. But, let's talk, Rowan. Let's talk about that guy, that douchebag that died, the Ravinia guy. And then suddenly it's like, is that in my file? Is that in my file? I did nothing to that man. I mean, seriously, she did nothing. I mean, she killed him, but... Look, she killed him. It was involuntary. I don't know if she's gonna get... Listen, it's not like Alec Baldwin. Apparently, if you're Alec Baldwin and you, shoot somebody dead, rest in peace. I apologize. A lot of people in the families are suffering. But now Alec Baldwin and the guy who was, handling all the guns, involuntary manslaughter. Whew. Weird. So what happens to Rowan? Nothing. This is a show, and she's a witch, and it's magic, and we're going along the fantasy. Let's do it. So Greaves is watching. Greaves is watching. Can we go back? Because I believe I missed the Audi. Okay, so it looks like basically Greaves is watching, and then she's walking towards her car. There's nothing but bird shit on the car. I don't know if it's ravens or crows. Someone please tell me if it's ravens or crows. But she's driving a fantastic Audi, and I gotta say, wow, is that product placement? I mean, it has to be, because the logo is big and fat. So, great stuff, though, because she goes ahead and picks up this bird, and some part of her wants to drive to the beach, buried in the sand, and then suddenly what? Is she trying to bury the bad stuff away? Is she trying to bring it back to life? I don't know! But, she takes a pill, she knocks out. That's what happens. Voices, headaches, this, that, and yeah. Then we get the dream sequence with Mama Fielding. Mama Fielding is just the voice. She wakes up, of course. You know. By the way, that dream sequence, fantastic. I believe a dress that Alexandra Daddario was wearing. She looks beautiful in it. Fantastic. Then we've got, Greaves. She wakes up. She's on the beach. She's walking away. She knows that somebody's following her, and it looks like it's Greaves. So Cyprian Greaves, who is this person? Apparently, he might be an amalgamation of two different characters. At least that's what I found online. That's what I found online. We'll see. But he's wanting to give her a choice, and he comes out of the shadows. He's understanding. He wants to give her something that Mama Fielding never gave her, which is a chance, the truth, some words, something more than, in my opinion, what was Mama Fielding gaslighting her daughter for years, telling her lies and telling her that she was insane and couldn't possibly be correct when quite frankly, she's a witch with unbelievable powers, supposedly. I don't know. We haven't seen all of it, but I think I feel it a little bit. But, yeah, then we get the doctor. By the way, Cyprian. We got to cut to the doctor and Deirdre. I think the doctor is fantastic. He mentioned, hey, do you want a lawyer? I got this person. And then we've got Rowan, and then Cyprian touches her with gloves, by the way. And Cyprian apparently has this power where when he touches something, he sees memories, he sees something, he sees visions. But this time, he died. Like, he dies. He straight up dies. She's there trying to revive him, okay? He had gloves on. Just saying. He had gloves on. So, Cyprian wakes up. He's in the ambulance. She called the ambulance. Of course, he runs, forgets his phone. Not before, of course, because when he gets put in the ambulance, and I need to bring this up, there was an error, I would say. Because Rowan takes his phone, and of course we can tell it's an iPhone. It's using face recognition. It has a notch, okay? Look, iPhone. Man, am I gonna get in trouble just for saying Facebook? I don't know. Let me come back. Let's come back. Let's breathe. It's 13 minutes. I'm trying to get you out of here. I'm trying to share my thoughts. I'm trying to give it to you. But Face ID error, man. That's a Face ID error, because guess what? You need to open your eyes, and you need to be looking at the iPhone for it to be unlocked. So, writers, producer of the show, you got that wrong. So, Deirdre wakes up. And I'm so happy about this, and at the same time, I am so mad. Because here's Deirdre, and she's walking around this room, and she throws like one snow globe, and she realizes she's lost so much time. And I'm thinking to myself, I would burn this house down if I found that out. I don't know how she's not livid. They have taken 30 years of her life. They have taken her unborn child. They have sedated her over and over and over again. Wow. Just gotta have very patient person. I'm just gonna say it. So, Rowan finds out Cyprian was in the ambulance. He cut out, he ran, he's gone. She has his phone. She's looking at pictures. She's looking at stuff like Mama Fielding and this other woman. They're in New Orleans. There's a picture of Lasher right over there. And at the end of the day, she's like, I need some answers. And she goes and finds them. She flies to New Orleans. Because cut to Rowan, she still has it, and there she is. She's having her drink. I don't know if it's first class, but she's flying. And yeah, there it is. Now, I will say this. We cut to Lasher and Deirdre. Yeah, I'm going to need a little bit more. Because finally, it looks like Deirdre gets her own release. The release that she's wanted probably since she was very young. She wants to be with Lasher. And she was. And this is where it gets interesting because the echo of them having what looks like copious amounts of sex, there's an echo for Rowan, and Rowan is feeling her mother's orgasm as an echo. That's the only thing I can say. Did Anne Rice really write that? Because, wow, dude, that's on another level, I think, personally. Yeah. I mean, listen, the scene was sexy and hot until the echo. That's just a little creepy. But poor Deirdre, man. Poor Deirdre. I feel for this woman. She tries to get out, of course. Delphine almost stops her. Delphine being her nanny, caretaker, housekeeper, whatever you want to call her. But she lets her go, and she's finally free. And there it is, apparently. Now, this is where it gets interesting because the flowers are flowing. She's outside. And is it Lasher that's giving her those flowers? Because we see that in episode 1. It was what he was doing when she was young, basically showering her with roses and petals. But is that happening, or is it now that she is a full force witch? She's come into her power and she's finally awake, and then she's, seeing the world beyond the world. I don't know what that was, and quite frankly, listen, the showrunners did not make that clear cut. They did not, so I don't know what to say about that. And that sometimes is a problem for me. Carlotta. Oh my lord. Carlotta. Again, Lasher has treated her better. The demon has treated her better than her own family. And there he is. I mean, if it really is Lasher that's doing this with the petals, there he is supporting her again, showing her love. It seems clear-cut that Lasher's definitely a bad guy. But how bad and why? And, I mean, even Scypian is like, we don't know what he is. He's an entity. We don't know. He's connected to your family. Poor Deirdre. Oh, poor Deirdre. So Rowan goes into the hotel. Apparently, that's where the guild meeting that Carlotta is going to. I don't know what guild exactly. It's already creeping me out just by knowing that you're part of a guild, Carlotta. Hi, mama. So, yeah, they pass by. They don't know each other. Next thing you know, Deirdre's at Court's. So Deirdre is at her Uncle Court's. She is remembering everything about the party. And Court is still kind. Harry Hamlin. Love this guy. I gotta say, he's still kind. He worried about her. He didn't do anything, of course, because apparently the men don't have a lot of power. This is what I'm getting from what I have seen so far. I'm putting it together. The men in this family don't have as much power as the women. Whether or not Court has powers, he has the money, but he doesn't have the magical powers. Even though he was messing around with a snake on episode 1. I'm saying, I don't know. But he, from what I gather, absolutely, he cares. He cares about Deirdre. Not enough to go get her all those years, but apparently, he hasn't been able to do anything. So, it is what it is. Rowan hits the bar. Surprising? No, not at all. So, she's there at the bar. She meets the tour guide, and the tour guide's like, yeah, the Mayfair house, of course. No, plenty of murders and disappearances and parties that lasted almost for weeks, and witches, vampires, ghosts, demons. Hey, they slop it all up with a biscuit, honey. So, Deirdre, now we cut to Deirdre. Deirdre looks beautiful in this dress. Annabeth Gish, a lovely woman. Just, in my opinion, a great actress and lovely woman. And when she comes out with that dress, for the character, I feel like, this is safety. This is in her own power. This is somewhere where she can finally be herself. And she takes advantage of that because she's having this conversation with Court. She's saying, hey, I know my daughter and this and that. Lasher's found her. She's alive. And then next thing you know, she's using her power over Lasher. And the words that she's, mi Daemon, admini, mi Daemon, mi lebra, mi de. So what it basically is, I've translated, my demon, come to me, my demon work with me, my demon free me. It's a rough translation of what I understand. And what Google told me. Let's do that again. Rowan is showering. And look, I have to mention it because, I mean, look, Alexandra Daddario is just a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And I have to say that that scene of just her back is lovely. Just lovely. That's all I'm going to say about that. So Lasher finds Rowan, and it seems that Lasher is being controlled by Deirdre. He comes out of the wallpaper, which I thought was kind of cool. It looks like he's walking around. He's got a great suit, by the way. I do love a khaki suit. I mean, a khaki blazer with some just nothing but white. Beautiful. How is this guy a demon? He dresses so well. But the elevator. Oh Lord. Oh, no, actually, you know what? Let's see if I have anything crying here. I got creepy ambience. I'd really like to cry. This is messed up. Rowan's, a little bit confused. It looks like the elevator... Look, here's what happens. Deirdre figures out that Rowan is at the elevator. Sorry, at the hotel. She goes to the hotel. Court actually says, hey, I'll get my driver to drive you. By the way, Cortland, uber rich if you've got a driver. She's at the hotel. By the way, later we learn the hotel is owned by the Mayfairs. She sees Carlotta. And finally, Deirdre is in her power. Why? Because she's finally gained conscious. She is in control of Lasher. She's finally going to get what she has been desiring for a long time. Which we don't know what a long time is for her because she's been in the dark place. That dark place was that mind space. The dark place that Rowan is in is the fact that she knows nothing now of herself and she's very confused. And it's interesting now that you get these two ladies who are in that dark place, are now separated by nothing but levels. Rowan is on the 10th floor, and there's Deirdre. She already put Carlotta in her place. Yeah! Put Carlotta in her place. I got no problem with that. I really don't. And we see that the elevator stops at 6, trying to get to 10. That's all we see. And then, of course, there's that moment where mother and daughter finally meet for the first and the last time. Yeah. Again, poor Deirdre. This character, all of us deserve better than what this character got. So I'll just leave it at that. It's very heart-wrenching because you really... there's a recognition automatically of Rowan and Deirdre, mother and daughter, and Rowan's just like, it's you, and then you see that red and that neck being cut, and yeah, man, that's all she wrote for Deirdre, unfortunately. But that's, I mean, it's very emotional how they leave it. And more to the point, again, I loved the different focuses here. We get the difference between episode 1, where they had the sequence of the birth of Rowan versus the death of Mom Fielding. Here, we get the flashbacks. We get the start of the story of the Mayfairs. But we get these two women that are so very connected and have been in a dark place for a very long time, whether, of course, Deirdre was in that dark space, or the dark space that Rowan has been in, and probably why she drinks so much. She drinks a lot. Just saying, man. Just saying. So, that's it. My witches, vampires, and humans of all ages, thank you very much, again, for sharing time with me. I have no idea why you would come and watch this, but some of you do, and thank you very much. I do have things to say. I have perspective on things. And I love this episode. I love these shows. So thank you again for sharing time with me. I apologize for the weird scenario and places that I'm now doing these videos, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please comment, interact with me. I'd love to interact with you. Thank you very much. Have a great night.